The reason people think that being on a flat earth is insane is because the depiction of the flat earth that the mainstream media shows you is absolutely insane. It's ridiculous. Another reason, I'll give you another real important reason why most people just don't understand that the world isn't a spinning ball. It's because what we think space is completely science fiction. Okay, NASA is science fiction. This is what Saturn looks like, not this. Okay, it's science fiction. They fake things. They take pictures, make them CGI, they add the colors to them, they do all sorts of stuff. What they show you is not real. Okay, all of these space agencies, they're all connected because everything is connected. If you don't think everything is connected, why do you think you can go anywhere in the world and swipe your card? It's all connected through banking and through the powerhouse people in the world that own the world, the NTs of the world. So when we are talking about space and the different space clubs, all these space clubs all over the world, yeah, they're connected, which is why they all give us the same horse crap. Go out and get a decent telescope, not a hunk of junk piece of crap, $60 junk telescope from Walmart. Get a decent telescope or go get a Nikon P950. You're almost better off getting one of those used and zoom in. You'll start realizing that what they're showing us is not what it is. And no, it's not because they have a better zoom. No, if you actually do some of the research on the optics of some of the shots that they're showing you, these cameras have the same optics. So you're seeing the same thing. The difference is that they're coloring theirs in and they're making it look ridiculous, like a Disney cartoon. So when you can go out and get your own stuff and look up, when you can start to realize what space is by learning what's going on, if you can look up in the sky and point out the summer triangle and find the North Star and know how to do all that without using your phone, then you have an above average intelligence of the sky, of space. And I'll tell you what, if you're there, there isn't a chance that you believe we're spinning on a ball. That would be so impossible. I can't even give you a statistic because it would be impossible. Not to mention, if we are spinning, okay, 1,000 at the equator miles an hour, 66,700 miles an hour around the sun, chasing the sun through the galaxy, 500,000 miles an hour. If we're doing that, I would love to know how they figured that out. What did they use to determine those speeds? I mean, I'd love to see that piece of technology because I'll tell you what, there isn't a single thing that I know of that proves that the Earth is spinning, and please do not tell me a gyroscope in a Smithsonian. Give me a break. I've gotten so many messages. Oh, well, there's a thing in the Smithsonian and it's a gyroscope or whatever it is, and it spins and it proves the Earth is flat. It proves the Earth is a ball. I mean, how do you prove that? First of all, it's in the Smithsonian. I don't know. What is it, plugged in? Does it have a battery? How do you know? How do you know anything? Does it work with a magnet? How do you know? You don't. It's a trick. You think David Copperfield, the magician, he does magic tricks. He doesn't tell you that they're tricks, and he also doesn't tell you how to do them. It's a trick. He calls himself a magician. Do you really think he knows how to disappear? I don't. I think it's a trick. I think maybe the floorboard opens up, or, he has mirrors and there's different elements to the trick because I understand what tricks are. Okay, because I do a lot of these magic. I like card tricks. I've learned how to do all of the double lifts and all the maneuvers and some really cool card tricks. Does that mean that I'm making cards disappear? No, it means I know how the trick works. Learn the trick. It's all about mentalism, man. Whatever you perceive becomes your reality. So if they show us a bunch of stuff and then tell us a bunch of stuff, we're going to see that and we're going to believe it. Period. End of story. Until you do the research and the work to prove it otherwise. That's why a belief system is based on what you believe, and what you believe is based on what you know. That's all. It's hard to have a belief system when you know more than your belief system. You got what I'm saying? When you start to realize, wait a minute, I am now more I have more information now than than the belief system itself. And the information I have is telling me that this is probably wrong. Yeah, that's you're growing, you're learning. Everyone should be doing that. Don't get stuck on one thing because you're being fooled by someone that created it. It's I can't believe that we have to sit here and talk about this. It's almost a little bit like I don't get it. We've come so far as a society, but at the same time, psychologically, we have rewinded like thousands of years. We're like cavemen living in a material world with flat screen TVs and lots of color, vibration all the time. That's what we're cavemen. I don't even know how we got the inventions we got with the mindset that we have, because in order to invent something, you have to be creative. You have to have original thought. You have to trust your brain and your mind and your heart. And I don't really see much of that anymore. So it really is interesting how we got this far and how we backtrack this much at the same exact time. So I don't know how people aren't picking this up. Do your research, please. You can go to a NASA website and look at pictures of Mars, and there are animal bones there. Okay, birds flying in the background, helmets on the ground. I'm pretty sure Mars does not have animal bones, helmets, and birds flying around. Rebar all over the place. It's because they're snapping these photos in places like Devon Island in Canada and all over the world. They're not at Mars, pretty obviously not at Mars. Look at the distance of Mars, okay? First of all, think about this. If you're traveling in a rocket, how? I would love to know how. Do you know how fast a rocket moves? Over 20,000 miles an hour. It's faster than a bullet. Could you sit on a bullet and have somebody fire it out of a gun? Just think of that for a second. If there was a bullet, a human-sized bullet, and you sat on it and you strapped up, I'm getting in the bullet. All right, fire. You're traveling approximately, I mean, I'm not going to look it up right now, but easily over 10 miles a second in a bullet. You're flying. Do you really think about how far away 10 miles is? Like that. You'd be there like that. I mean, I find it hard to believe a human body would be able to withstand that sort of a G-force. I mean, I don't think you could. Watch a pilot going 1,000 miles an hour. The breathing exercises they have to do so they don't pass out is just absurd. All right, watch a pilot going like 1,500. They have to go. Or they pass out. And that's about 1/10 of the speed of a rocket, not even close. So how are we traveling in a rocket and not liquefying ourselves? We're not, pretty obviously. I mean, it's funny, man. If you put common sense to all of these things that they're telling us and showing us, it makes no sense at all. It's totally the opposite of making sense. They have had to stretch our brain out so incredibly wide to be able to stuff all this garbage in it. But it is what it is. You can learn the truth, or you can sit back and keep doing what you're doing. I don't know. It doesn't really make a difference. I mean, it makes a difference. It would make a big difference, because if you could raise the vibration of everyone at the same time, this world would be a different place, man. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. Let's start learning truth. Let's start teaching each other the truth. Let's start accepting each other. And when I say that, when I say accept yourself, because we need to start accepting ourselves. And a lot of people get the wrong idea of that. They think that they're accepting. A lot of people, the problem is they're accepting what they think they should be because of what other people have suggested or what they feel like they should be based on fake crap, TV, news, all of this shit that's being stuffed in our face all day. And that is actually not who you are. Trust who you are on the inside and love yourself. And it's about spreading that love, man, and teaching people the truth. That's what this world is about. That's why I get removed from TikTok so often, because that is a message that they don't want. Why do you think they're still pitting the right versus the left and the this versus the that and the, oh, the immigrants, oh, they're coming in, oh, they're war, we're gonna go to war. Listen, war's not fun. I don't want to even talk about it. Let's not even talk about it. Maybe if we, like, don't talk about war, maybe if we talk about helping each other, maybe a war won't happen, because I don't think people know what a war is. It's when your neighbors, unalive your other neighbors. It's not really fun. I've seen violence in my life. It's not fun. There's nothing fun about it. So let's not do that. How about we be nice to each other, teach each other the truth? If you want to learn, check me out. I love you all, and this is for entertainment.